my computer says 5:58, so.
Yeah.
My phone says 6:02. Yeah, that's weird. My computer says 5:59. All right.
All right.
It's the calm before the storm, Michelle.
Oh, I'm waiting for my computer to say 6 o'clock.
Oh.
Mine just clicked the 6 just now.
All right, well, that's good. Call your meeting to order.
Okay, I want to call this meeting to order on at 6 o'clock on October 6th. Roll call, Mary Ann, please.
Scott Weaver,
Here.
Matt Roslowski,
Here.
Paul Tubakan,
Here.
Michelle, do we have any citizens? Oh, wait, let's skip that. Let's go to the approval of the minutes for September. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll
So
make
moved.
that motion.
Matt?
I'll
will you
second.
second that?
Oh, second. Yep.
Great, perfect. All in favor? All ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Michelle, do we have any citizens online?
I have no comments from anybody, so you're
Okay.
free to proceed.
Village administrators report, please. John?
I'll be brief. Of course, Orchard Street is complete except for there's a catch basin that we have to repair. There's still a catch basin that needs a number 2 placed in it. We'll have to make arrangements, keep the road open and do that. Also,
Striping. They have to stripe it yet.
yes, striping, that's correct. Meter project is going this week. We'll let you know, hopefully by next week, we'll have a better, see how it goes the first 2 days. Like I said, we've had a couple complaints. We've had a very few actually who were happy too. So that project is moving along. I submitted a asset management 3-page report to the EPA last week. Did that before the deadline, and we'll still have some more items to submit if necessary. We have most of the items, and I have it all on a digitized if we need more of it to send to them as far as the plants. And we're working that direction to please our EPA representative.
Okay.
And that's all for right now, unless there's any questions.
Anyone? Anybody have anything for John?
Nope.
No questions.
Okay. Any comments?
No comment.
No comment. My meter's getting installed Thursday between noon and 2. So
we
All
had
right,
2 new
before you
people
go.
start.
Oh. Say again? Go ahead, Mary Ann. You had 2 new people start.
Yeah, Liz and Paul. I've met Liz. I have not met Paul yet.
Okay. Positions are
Part-time,
just part-time?
that's correct, but they're both very useful to help take some of the work, like the weeding and so forth, off of our employees. And also they both, while they don't have CDLs, we do have a truck without a CDL. They
Yeah.
may be able to help us in the winter as far as they're both qualified candidates.
Oh,
So,
good.
it's
Good.
snowfall.
All right. Are they local?
Yes. Yeah,
Good.
one is, they're both local and both very, very good people to work with too.
Good. Great. That's nice to hear. All right.
good. And they'll be staying with us throughout the winter, you mentioned?
We hope so, right now.
Yeah, sure. Cool.
Good, good. All right. Okay, review some legislation. We have no legislation. New business. Meter replacements to start the 1st of October. We just discussed that. Like I said, I evidently my wife said it was like clockwork, so that's a good thing. I mean, on our end anyway, so that's nice to hear. My daughter gets hers tomorrow. I think my neighbors get there tomorrow, so I'll find out if there's problems, I'm sure. Soapbox Derby, they want to paint the building, have the Crestwood High students willing to do it. What color? Students would like to paint it red and gray. How does everyone feel about that?
Originally, when we did the lease with the Soapbox Derby, at that same time, we had just put that beige siding on the lodge and the green roof. And they had agreed to paint it so that it, looked cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now the gentleman that said the new head of the Portage County Soapbox Derby, Jay Moore, because he was down there and he saw the Spud building that's red. That's the reason that they wanted to do it red with gray trim. And I said I would not make that decision. So I didn't know what you guys wanted to do. I mean, it's on the list of the things that the Parks Department had been having an issue about, with the playground, underneath the playground equipment where the weeds and stuff, the guys got all that cleaned up. They
Right.
got the basketball court, all the weeds out of that. And the other thing was to get that built, have the soapbox, get that building painted. So
Right. Yeah, our guys did a great job. I mean, the park looks good, but yeah, that building, I don't know. What do you guys feel? I mean, how does everybody feel about that?
Which building is it offhand?
it's
Looking at the
Boy
map here.
Scout building, it says Boy Scouts on it, that one.
Okay.
That now gets leased to
The little
Soapbox
building
Derby.
behind the lodge.
The
So
little
it's
one
to the south of the lodge.
Yeah,
Right.
south of the lodge.
right, so it's kind of not visible from the street, right? It's a smaller building right
Right.
behind, in between the lodge and the river.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay. Okay. I'll have to get down there and take a closer look at that because it's offhand. I don't recall what it looks like.
A little old shack.
Yeah, a little shack. Yeah, what color is it now?
It's been there forever. I mean, when I was growing up, when we used to have the summer program
Yeah.
at the park, that's where we kept all our stuff. Randy, Scott, you probably remember all that.
Yeah, I do. It's kind of like a bluish gray right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bluish gray.
It's the same color that the lodge was before we sided it.
right.
Okay.
Well,
Does
You know, I
anybody-
kind of
they would like an answer before the weather changes, so they would like not
Yeah.
to wait a month.
What color is the roof on that one? Is that a
I
metal,
think it's a black or a gray.
a black or gray?
Yeah, blackish gray asphalt roof looks like.
Yeah. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it because I would kind of hate to take away. I mean, if the students have that much pride in their red and gray, I hate to take that away from them. You know what I mean?
That's where I'm at with it.
And
plus,
if they're willing to do it,
Yeah,
you
Soapbox
know,
is just
I
gonna
mean-
supply the paint and they're gonna paint it. Kids are gonna paint it.
I mean, in my mind, it's community pride for the kids. So I kind of have mixed emotions about it. I know that we want it to blend in with the lodge and all, but I don't know. I kind of feel like throwing the kids a bone. I mean, it's been a rough year, you know?
And there's, right, you've got the old water building at the brick one, and that is red, so.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. It matched that, and it's to be a better color than it is now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, but school pride for sure. It's part of Manway. It's Manway colors. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been Manaway color. So I guess, I don't know.
However, a red can be really a bright red or a brick red.
Right.
So we might prefer a brick red
Well,
instead of a scarlet. I like the red and gray idea.
yeah, I do
Yeah,
too.
I could ask him to get John and I a couple samples. I know what you're saying. You don't want it to be,
Yeah. We don't want it to be the scarlet letter, but we,
Yeah.
yeah. You know what? I'm good with it. If
Yeah.
they can give you some samples and you can,
And you
I mean,
pick the one you think would be the most blend in,
yep, yeah.
that's fine with me.
I mean, maybe if the red's the color of the Spuddy's building. I mean, is that what you're thinking, Paula? The pump house?
Yes, the pump house.
Okay. So
You're
yeah,
fine
I
with
said-
that color red?
yeah, if they can kind of get
Okay,
close to that and then they can do the red and gray.
okay.
Yeah, why not? Let's
Okey
mix
dokey.
it up.
Yep.
Okay, good. Well, that was easy.
The Spuddy building, I'm sorry, what's this, the Spuddy building?
That's what, yeah, the pump house.
The pump house, Spud house.
Yeah, it's Spud's house, the pump house.
Right
That's the
up,
potato-
right up off of High Street.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we leased that to the Potato Festival.
okay, sure.
Oh, Matt, you'll pick up all the lingo sooner or later.
Yeah,
Keep asking your questions until then.
There you go. Well, good.
So I have a question, sorry. With regards to painting the building, are you as service going to recommend this to council, since council should probably approve changes to village property?
I was gonna say no, because the village administrator could have just said, paint it red, paint it pink.
Well, and then they're volunteering, and I'm concerned about liability issues. Are they going to sign waivers or have their parents
I'll
sign?
have them sign waivers or their parents sign waivers. I mean, we wait even 2 more weeks, they might not be able to paint it this year.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
It's getting close. It's getting close.
Okay, well, three of us are here. What do you guys think? I mean, do we need to go to council with it, or do you think we can make this call?
I understand what Michelle's saying, but John could have handled this on his own. I could have said, here, John, take care of this, and he could have said.
I think keep it moving.
Yeah,
Okay, I agree. I agree with you, Paula. Keep it moving.
Yep, I'm on board with that.
Okay, thanks,
I'll make
Linda.
sure they sign vouchers.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Canada Road repairs. So everyone has Jenny's letter in front of them?
Well, it's
Yep.
more than Jenny's letter, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I know, right.
And I took a trip down Canada Road today in preparation for this conversation.
Yeah,
Do you need new
Okay.
tie rods on your car now?
I took the dirt bike.
oh, well, there you go.
I wondered, and there's you didn't slow down enough to see the dirt all the way along it.
Yeah,
It's everything. Yeah.
it was a fun ride on the dirt bike though, I gotta tell you.
I think they call those whoop-de-doos on the track, right? All right, so where do we go with this?
If I may.
Available funds.
Scott, if I may.
Yes, ma'am,
You'll
please.
see, John and I spoke with Jenny, and this is the email she sent us back in August, where we had said to her that he could do 800 feet a year for 4 years. He's done this for other communities. And I said, well, if we could do 1,600 feet, just like Paula said at last month's meeting, we could do 40,000. We wouldn't have to put it out for bid. But when I mentioned it at council in August, you guys didn't want to do it or wouldn't move forward with it because Paula didn't like the plan apparently. And then when she asked Jenny, when she presented herself doing 1,600 feet a year, Jenny said that there was only about 40,000, around 40,000, and that next year we wouldn't be able to. So I'd like to know what happened to the 41,000 that wouldn't be available. We could do 40 this year and 40 next year. So we need clarification from Jenny when John's ready to move forward with this and the guys have the ditches done and that catch basin and that kind of stuff to present to council again. I mean, we've already lost a month and a half on this,
Right.
so we could have had it done.
Okay, so the 1,600 feet, what was the cost of the 1,600 feet?
40,000.
40,000,
For every 800 feet, it was 20,000.
right.
The only thing we'd have to be careful of, I haven't been out there recently. I know that Portage County Engineers is going to be replacing that one bridge. And I think it's the bridge closer to Jenny's house, not by Paula's old house. And I don't know what kind of approach they do, how many feet of an approach that you guys would do. So we wouldn't want to pay Todd money to do the approach up to the bridge and then have it all ground up next year.
Right.
And John must not hear me.
No, we'd make sure of that. My crews do that too, so we'll make sure that it's done, started in the right place. We won't waste any money.
But
I have
if we can get clarification from Jenny and the guys get everything done, our guys get everything done that they want to do. It sounded like when I listened to the meeting last month that Paul is foregoing with Todd Lamb now to do what he had proposed to me. Maybe I didn't explain it well enough in August. I don't know.
Well, the reason I objected to where the beginning of it is that the 800 feet is going to bring it up to a point there are no residents on that portion of it. And, you know, if you're trying to let the residents realize where their road tax levy money is going, I would think it would be better spent in an area that would affect residents more. And that's one of my biggest concerns.
But after you talked with him, I got the impression you were fine with him starting at the easterly end.
When I talked to him, what he said is he likes to start at one end and work to the other end. And starting at 44 makes no sense at all.
Right.
Because that's the better part.
Right.
And so it was sort of like, you know what? Doing something, I guess, is better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, the bridge lies within the first 1,600 feet from Peck, right?
yes, that's where it basically starts.
It would start at Peck.
At that culvert, yes.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't start at Peck. It starts at the
Culvert.
At the culvert. Oh, okay, okay.
Can somebody help me explain to me where that's at? Because when I took the trip down the road, I saw the bridge that was closest to 44. That looks like it's new, the new bridge
Yes,
there. Right?
that is.
Yeah. Okay, and then so there's two other bridges on this road?
Yes,
Okay, the first one that we're talking about is where, in this wooded area? Up east, that would be?
yes, the furthest east,
Furthest east, okay.
closest to Peck Road.
Closest, all right, so there's one there somewhere.
That's a little culvert. It's very small.
But that's in the village still.
Yes.
Okay, and there's another one, and where's that one at?
Well, when you came from 44, you come up the hill
Yeah,
and then you go down the hill. There's another bridge there as you go down the hill.
all right, I must have cruised right past it.
driving too fast.
Yeah,
You were sightseeing.
okay.
I think
So,
we get clarification from Jenny. I mean, we know we have 40,000 this year.
right.
I'm not sure where the other 41,700 has gone. I have an idea, but I want her to tell me. So
Okay.
And then real quick, John, they're replacing one of the culverts here, right? Which one?
The easterly one.
The first one that we're talking about down here on the east side?
That's
Yeah.
correct. I don't know if we'll get to it this year. We may, but our crews work pretty quick. I got a Pioneer Trail one to finish over at Aurora, and then that one's next on the list. I finished the last one and it took me a week. We were really quick.
Okay. And then just to, I guess, kind of finish up here. So Paula, a few meetings or August or last month, I don't remember when, but she mentioned about the road, about the lack of a crown in the road, the sides being, kind of sloped up a little bit, catching all the water, right? We're talking about that.
Yep.
And then I guess the lack of drainage ditches on the side of the road. You mentioned that that might be happening here when you do the culverts. Is there going to be drainage ditches going in on the side of the road as well?
Yes, that's what we've been working on to get those finished. And there is one spring that we want to put, there's an underground spring. We want to put it into a actually catch basin. So keep it out from under the road and keep that controlled. Those two things still have to be done. They've been ditching, but I could check if this would go forward, check Todd's schedule, and I'll put the guys on it right away. Since we have 2 extra people, it'll be easier to put them, Vern and Dave, on the ditching.
Now the ditching, how far does that go?
It should be the entire length of the road, but there's a lot of areas where it already falls off. There's
Yeah.
others where it starts to pond up. Those are the ones that we're worried about right now. Want to make sure, and the first 1,600 feet, of course, we don't do anything, but if we finish that, then keep on going. That's something we could do, as it goes on before leaf season, like that 22nd that starts or before.
Okay, so the plans to have the ditch run on either side of the road, the whole length of the road, ideally, right?
Ideally.
I just want to make sure I understand. Okay. All right.
I think there's only ditching on the south side, isn't there, John?
Some areas is both, but yeah. In other areas, there is some on the north side too.
Yeah. There's some areas where there's not any ditching at all.
Right, because it's
Yeah.
level with the road, yeah.
So those have to be hand dug?
No, we have equipment that does that.
Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah. The way you were saying, you're like, we'll just get the 2 guys down there and they'll start digging the ditches. I was like, that seems like a big undertaking.
One
I
on
was
the
say, I'll grab a
backhoe, one
shovel
on
and
the
go down there and
dump
help
truck.
them if that's what's going on. Okay, so there's a mission. Okay, we're cool now. Thanks. I was like, poor Vern.
Yeah.
John, is that culvert on the county's watch list right now? I mean, do you have it in the works, or is that something that just kind of,
No,
you
it's
make plans month by month?
been in the works for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
scheduled. It just happened to be the exact schedule at that time. We didn't move it or I didn't adjust it myself. It's been in the schedule to get finished.
Okay. Okay. So worst case scenario, it's spring.
Yes,
the
that's
culvert.
worst case scenario, but I believe we'll get it done because all I do in Pioneer is a shot creek, whereas I put some, it's actually a mesh, and then we have the concrete shot in there on Pioneer Trail, and that should only take 2 days. The dewatering's already the other portion, but the
Okay.
culvert will be easy.
Okay. All right. So really, Linda, I mean, the ball's kind of in Jenny's court, right? I mean,
Well,
we kind of
we
need,
know we can get 1,600 feet done this year, according to her letter, and if the weather holds out and we can get Todd back in to do it. I just want her to give me clarification on what happened from August to September when
Right.
she said there was only 40,000. And I think, and I'm just assuming, okay? I think when you guys voted to do the water project at the north end of town, that she was thinking road levy money would have to be used to redo the streets if we get approved and we replace those water lines. Well, because that's water lines, water would pay for the lines and the paving. That wouldn't be road levy money. Because the road wouldn't need paved yet if we hadn't dug up the water lines. So
okay.
that would not be road levy money. So I'm just assuming, I don't know because I haven't talked to her about it. I would
Okay.
have asked at last month's meeting when I was there, but I wasn't there, so.
Okay.
So again, I'm just assuming. But we'll get clarification from her.
I just have a comment, one more question. No, this is where my OCD kicks in at.
Okay.
So it'd be, and I understand the condition of the road. The condition of the road's horrible, but
Yes.
it would almost, like, in my mind, be better to wait until the ditches were dug, wait until the culvert was replaced, wait until after the winter, then go in there and then put the fresh road. Then you got the fresh road for the whole year. So you don't put the road in when you still need some of kind of like the underlaying work, and then go through the winter and just, that's just kind of my thought there.
Right, but where he's going to start, they've already dug the ditch on the south side, and they just have to put that catch basin drainage thing in. I'm pretty sure that's on the north side where that spring is, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
I'm waiting for John, I'm thinking. So that catch basin for the spring definitely has to be put in if it's in the area of the 1,600 feet. Anything within the 1,600 feet, the ditching and any water retention has to be done.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
I know one of the places they haven't done any ditching is in the part in front of Jenny's area. And when it does rain, that just sweeps down and around because there are no ditches for it to go into. And it doesn't, and that's on the south side. So that's on Jenny's side.
Yeah, there's a small, I know what you mean. There's a small ditch there, but there's a lot of trees there too. Or brush, there's brush there. I hate to say.
Well, not along Jenny's, I mean, when you start on Jenny's property, there's no trees or brushes, basically. They've got a little bit of, landscaping done along there. But
yeah, if they
it's
have.
after Jenny's spot that the trees do impede it, yeah.
And so that needs to be addressed on that side. You're absolutely right. So yeah, our guys have some work to do. I mean, they started on it and then
Mhm.
it got kiboshed in August, so I didn't know when it was going to happen.
Yeah.
How long do you think that'll take them, John? I mean, with the rest of their workload and everything else they have going on.
Like I said, with the two other people, I think we can get out there and knock that out in a week, week and a half if we hit it every day.
Okay.
Maybe even less. Vern runs equipment very well, and so does Dave. They're both very skilled on that equipment, so we can get it going quick.
So where are we hauling all that? We're taking it out and hauling it where?
I'll check. We were using some of it at the garage and some of for other areas that we have.
Okay. So they're not taking it too far. I mean, it's not like they're.
No,
Okay.
we were dumping on 44 too, but I think they're done dumping up there for the year. So I'll
Okay.
find.
You know where they could put it, John? Over on that mound on the north ball field where the trees were. We could add more there because that could be leveled out later.
Yeah, we could do that in a short trip too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's a real flood area.
Great idea on the guys who did the trail. That was a great move on their part, building that mound there. That'll help dry that up.
Redirect the water, yeah.
Yeah, redirect. Yeah. Get some trees or grasses or something planted on it.
Just took all the trees out of there.
You know what? The one thing it's gonna do though is make it tougher to mow it with that mound. Yeah.
Well, you want it to settle before you spread it out. Otherwise, it's going to end up with a dip again.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
So let's wait and see how much the guys get done in the next 2 weeks. Bring it up at council, get a motion, get going on it.
Okay. So are we gonna have John get the guys started on the ditches? Is that our plan right now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. COVID-19 state funds. Are we still spending that money? I mean, do we have everything we need?
We got more. And I just did I send the email to everybody or did I just send it to the chief and Michelle and Jenny? I think that's who I sent it to. And Matt. The email from the COVID people that want a report by October something or other. And Jenny was ready to do the report today and I emailed her because John and the chief had met last Thursday and had come up with some other items we needed, and I don't remember exactly what they were. John, if you want to share that.
Yes, the monitors are coming into buildings. We got those, and those are ordered and coming in already. They're also double as not only as temperature checks automatic when you walk in the buildings, one for council chambers, one for in the building, police, and then one for the lodge. But there are extra monitors there also work as metal detectors if we need to be also.
Oh.
So it's very good for security too. And then also the heat exchange system, there's a UV light. It's actually an LED UV that purifies the system and takes care of all COVID. 99.9% of all viruses been installed. They're only a couple $100 per unit. We're getting one for each heating unit, all 4 in our buildings, and also the lodge. The only one we can't get it for is the resonator at the service garage because the way it's set up and it blows out. But the panels just slide in. They're good for 10,000 hours, and it's very good product.
Oh, wow.
So those are the 2 things off the top of my head that we're still looking at. Also, automatic lights for all the bathrooms, no touch lights. They're just a switch adapter. They're only about 10 to 12 bucks. I already triced them out, but those have to be put in by electricians. So we have electrician, maybe our guys will watch them do a couple and they can do the rest, but they're pretty simple, just 3 wires. We're gonna have those and also automatic flushers in the bathroom. There's an adapter you can put on most of our toilets.
Oh,
Those are
good.
some items that we thought of that are very good and very much related to COVID and no touch. So we're moving forward on all that also.
Oh, that's
Good.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we finally found some items that Michelle said, oh no, you can't apply for that. No, we can't do that one.
Huh.
Those UV lights,
know-
that is like true 21st century technology. That's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's great.
I know we had the UV light put in the house at 4710 when the COVID started. And it was basically because, you know, the circulation and so on. And it made us feel better.
Yeah.
So I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, good. Good. All right. All right, moving on. The Ohio Edison pole banner agreement. Do we want to know what is the pole banner agreement?
That's the Ohio Edison. We've talked about this several times. Ohio Edison about their flags and hanging baskets and wreaths and stuff, that we have to have someone from the village go out and take a picture of each pole that has a number on it with the number and what is on the pole and send it in to them. Well, when we talked about it, I think in August, we didn't have anybody to do it. So possibly we can either leave it ride for a bit, let our 2 new part-time people get their feet under them with the jobs that they want to do, and then have them start working on it. It's not good. We have a lot of poles in the village.
Yes, we do.
And it's either take everything off of them, and then our residents will be very upset with us when we don't have Christmas wreaths or banners or flowers and such at
Mhm.
this point in time. So I guess it's something that we should start doing, but I don't think we should rush it. I mean, I'm not going to pay somebody overtime to come in and start doing that kind of stuff. Are you, John?
And remember, Mayor, when we do complete it, it doesn't mean they're gonna allow us to put stuff back up.
Correct.
We might have to repurchase everything, and everything might be exchanged, stuff we already have. It doesn't look like an easy road. I hope it will go better than I think, but I think Edison's playing hardball here and on other communities too. They're trying to get these things off of their poles and they don't want any liability whatsoever. And
Right.
I have to check with Michelle and once I see what kind of insurance they want us to put up too. I haven't seen those numbers yet.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I thought the issue was more of the insurance than you know the picture taking in the county of the poles and stuff like that. I was gonna take ownership of that, like researching the insurance and stuff like that. But I'm still not sure of like village insurance policies. Mayor, is there like insurance policies that I could like go through to one, see if anything like that's covered, two, maybe contact the company to see how much something like that would be just to add, just so that we could, really
I
get to the
would
bottom.
reach out to Jenny. She has the contact information for the insurance company.
Okay.
And then you could probably speak with them. She can authorize you to ask questions or whatever
Yep.
is necessary. But see, it was my understanding that, they're worried about how things are. Nothing is supposed to be nailed to the pole or screwed to the pole, but you can have the round brackets that go around them to hook whatever you want on them. So that was one of the things. Well, we know that a lot of stuff is nailed on or screwed on. And then I did take a look, and we do have a lot of those rings or whatever you want to call them on there. So, and then they were worried about the height of a flag if it blows up, if it gets caught in the wires above it. Well, it looks like they might get caught in the AT&T lines or the Spectrum lines, but the electric lines look like they're awfully high that it wouldn't. But again, that's my speculation when I took a look at them.
Right.
So that's where we're at. So I guess we could say, yeah, we're working on it. And we'll start working on it a little bit.
Okay. Have
Yeah, I'll
you heard
contact Jenny.
anything? Go ahead.
I'm
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, I'll contact Jenny and get to the bottom of that insurance stuff. So yeah, we're working on it.
Okay. Have you heard anything else from them, Mayor?
I haven't heard anything since I've been back from vacation. It was
Okay.
before I went.
John or Mary Ann, have you guys heard anything from them?
I haven't heard anything from them.
Okay.
This is, which is good.
Okay. So then we're working on it. We'll just let it ride for now. Okay.
Well, we're not letting it ride. We're going to work on it a little bit.
A little.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, round 35 of the OPWC waterline replacement, Glenwood and Grand Elm.
Okay, you guys authorized
We did,
PT to do this at the last council meeting.
yes.
And the dollar, I don't remember if he gave you the dollar amount. The cost estimate is $271,255. The grant amount is $217,004, and the match would be $54,255. Again, that's the cost estimate for that project. That's taking it around the block, includes 44 to get the 6 or 8 inch lines, whatever they are.
What did you say the match? What was the match, Linda?
The match is $54,255. And that would come out of water because those are water lines that were replaced.
Right. Okay.
So we should be hearing about that soon. I mean, usually we apply it at the end of in May and we know by August. So I don't know, John. Will it be before the end of the year? Do you think that they'll be?
I think it will. The executive committee just met last week through Zoom. So they finally had their meeting about a month later than they usually do. But yeah, it should be by the end of the year.
Okay.
Do you think with the COVID, they're going to try and get back on schedule? So the money for that would be, if we're approved, would be released in July again, or is it going to be later? I don't know yet, probably.
Don't know, but it'll probably be later.
Okay.
I was muted before. I keep on talking when I'm muted. That's the project that completes the loop on the back end, right? And then replaces the line going into that section.
I'm sorry?
The project, it completes the loop on the back end there, right?
It creates a loop around at the bottom of the high school driveway, around that section there before you go down the hill to loop it back down up to Hillcrest and back around.
Yep, cool.
Because we can't afford to do more than that, we have to do it in small sections.
Yeah, that's good. And then this takes care of an item on the identified needs list too, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the meters we're working on come off the needs list.
right.
What else, what other project do we have? On Reservoir, once that is finally complete, that comes off the needs list. Let me look here. And a little bit of West Prospect Street, because we are going to be replacing some sanitary lines or repairing. Replace or repair, I don't know which. A small section of that would come off the needs list. Was there anything else, John? I think that's about it.
I believe that's it right now.
And Rich should be putting that out for bid here in the next month or so, so that he locks somebody into a price for March or April of next year.
Good. All right. Okay, well, that takes care of West Prospect Phase 2 small government funding was approved, getting bids this fall, start the project in March. So that we just discussed. Still advertise, John, are you still advertising for an operator of record for Class 1 or water Class 2, wastewater Class 2? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
We
we're advertising on OWEA. Yes. That's a state.
Okay,
Don't ask me what the acronym means.
that's okay. I
Sorry.
trust you.
Yeah.
But
So,
there's just
Mary,
no.
just say we are advertising on a Ohio website.
We are, yes.
Okay.
My husband let me use his license to put it on for free.
Oh, well, tell him thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, John.
It comes in good for something.
Whoa.
Oh, that wasn't nice. He's a good guy.
He was doing a lot for this community till somebody made him angry.
Yeah. He does a lot.
He will still work at the cemetery though. So
All right. Asset management.
John's been handling that with that lady from the EPA and Rich,
Okay.
the county.
Right. So that's just an ongoing report, correct?
Well, it's not. It's something that's supposed to be complete, but the EPA, they didn't give us definite guidelines on exactly what they wanted forever. And then all of a sudden they want something, but we still don't have all the information of what they want. It was kind of confusing.
Okay.
We even went to a class for it so they could explain it to us. And they didn't know what the heck they wanted. For sure. Not 100%.
Okay. Wow.
So it's just been kind of, and I mean, it's going to be a good thing to have, but it just come up with your guidelines and then tell us to do it.
We've had this on the agenda for 2 years now.
I know. We went to the meeting 2 years ago.
Right.
I drove all the way to Menor.
It's like going to Mars.
That's what it seems like sometimes.
All right.
And I've got a few other things. I'll try and do them real quick.
Okay.
As I was researching some information, Potato Festival's contract with the village, their lease of the Spud building and the use of the Katie's Meadow area expires in March of 2021. So we're going to have to reach out to them, see if they're still planning on having a festival. We definitely want to go through 3 readings, and that's why I'm bringing it up now, so we have time to, do we want to use the same contract that we've used before? Do we want to do something different? The legislation for it is, and you probably have to get it from Jenny, is 2010-60, I think. I think that was it. Don't hold me 100% to that, but I think that's it. And that's not on the website. unfortunately that far ago. I think.
I think it is on there, Linda.
Oh, okay.
We,
Okay.
yeah, we
I
found
would
it.
try there. I
Must
had
have
a hard
Club it.
time finding it, so. So that's one thing. So that is coming up. And then at the December 31st of 2021, our trash and recycle agreement with Kimball is up. So we will probably be wanting to discuss that at service of any changes or anything that we would want to put in our agreement. So we're not rushing. Even though it's a year and 2 months away,
Right.
I know how we are. We get sidetracked. We can't agree. This way, if we think we can have something ready by the July meeting to have a first reading, so we can put it out for bid and everything, that's given us hopefully plenty of time to disagree and come back to the table with each other and make sure it's what everybody wants.
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with them, but there might be somebody out there. Let's see what if we want to ask for something different this time. A little more, a little less. I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
because they do take tires. That's a real plus, and I'm sure that's going to come off the list because they have to pay,
Right.
Yeah.
to do that. But it's nice having that big item that you can, call them and say, hey, I got a sofa or a bed or a mattress or something. Sure, it's a pain in the butt to make sure that you've wrapped that mattress up in plastic, but that's keeping people safe.
Well, and that's the standard now with anybody. I mean, that's going to be with all of them. So
Right.
yeah, I think they've been pretty good to us. I mean, I think they've done.
I mean, yeah. I don't know of anybody except people that have not paid their bill that something's been left. I like it that they take the leaf bags when they're in the black or green plastic bags.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a plus. So,
Yeah.
and the only other thing I have is, excuse me, I just got a call today, or a second call, and I made a call. The doors for the mausoleum were ready last week, but they do not come in a color from them. And so I got a price of approximately $1,000 to have the doors painted. And I got a call today that the doors were done. And so the doors should be installed next week one day.
Good.
Good.
And I had to pick a color. So I picked a burgundy.
Oh,
A shiny burgundy. I just thought on that whitish sandstone, a burgundy would look really nice. And I went with a gloss instead of a flat because I just thought a flat would look dirty all the time.
would always look chalky.
Chalky,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you.
Plus, it'll probably last longer too.
Yeah.
And I had Graham Harmon is doing it.
Oh, he's painting them?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be a good job. Yeah.
So it was under $3,000, so I just made the choice and got it done. I mean, it's only been 2014 since we've been trying to get the doors. So.
Yeah, right. Right. Okay.
And I think that's all I got. Oh, I thought there was one more thing that I didn't have written down. And if I forgot, we'll get it next time.
I did have one thing. I know this last week, I think it was, I was up there with Sue Steinberg planting at the mini park and pulling out the annuals and putting in mums and so on. And the question I wonder is, last year for the Christmas decorations, Chelsea did a lot of that. Chelsea, and I think she got Cookie to help her with that. And, they always want them up before Thanksgiving or by Thanksgiving. So I'm just wondering, is that something the service is going to be doing again? Putting up the Christmas decorations? Do they need
The
more?
part-time people do it, yeah. Chelsea volunteered to do it.
Yeah.
She didn't mind going down there and doing it. Wasn't part of her job description, and she did a very fine job when she did it. Now we will probably have Lizzie and Paul work on it. Oh, I do have a question for service because when did council authorize the lights to be hung underneath the sunshades? I mean, I might have missed somebody asking the village about that because they are plugged into the village's light poles. So we're paying for those lights 24/7.
That's a good question. I don't remember that coming up. I mean,
I couldn't find it in my minutes of the original agreement when we let them put the sunshades up and all the different other nice things that they've done now. I was surprised to see lights down there.
Yeah, the $27,000 that's been invested there by the community. Maybe they deserve a little bit.
What, $27,000?
Well, for the work as far as the new furniture, putting up the sunshades, and there has been a lot invested. The poetry kiosk, the poetry little stand that the grade school poem is on, the plantings.
Things they've asked.
Pardon?
Every one of those things they've asked if they could do.
Mm-hmm.
We have to remember, even though it is a public place, it is village property, that we should be asked and okay for the things that they do. It's our insurance that covers it. I'm not saying that it doesn't look nice, Paula, and God bless the DMRC for all the things that they do in this community, but we can't just have people just doing whatever they want without at least bringing it up. It would be nice if the lights were on a timer so they weren't on 24/7. But I don't know. Is that theft of services when somebody's plugging into our electric lines? I don't know. Just something to think about.
okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
When will it come back up in discussion? Because I don't want to screw it up. The penalties for not paying the water bills it's till December, but I don't know if it's going to go further than that or less than that because
That is the COVID issue, correct?
yes. It was yeah, we weren't putting penalties on due to COVID. I know a lot of places have started. I've had other jurisdictions call to see if we were putting penalties on. Other places are putting penalties on. Other places are starting to do shut-offs. So I don't know what our plan was.
I thought there was something that it needed to go through December. No, Michelle? Okay.
Sorry, the moratorium on shut-offs ended in July. There was never a moratorium on penalties. It's just something that everybody's kind of doing as they see fit. But I don't remember what your particular recommendation had been at this point.
I thought we were going to try and get through summer. We thought September we would start again, but because we all thought the COVID would be next to gone by now, and it's not going to be. I think that maybe we should send out a posting or something on the next couple water bills, you know, how Mary Ann can put it underneath the billing part where she can have more of a narrative and say, you know, unless the state or I don't know what it should say, but as of January 1st, we would start late fees again, if penalties or something, and shut offs. And hopefully by January, it's not going to be our problem. Because we won't have ownership anymore.
But Mary Ann brings up a good point that I guess this
Absolutely.
needs to go
Needs to go before council. Yeah.
council. Yeah.
Do we need legislation for that? So a motion could be put in place that as of January 1st, if we still have ownership or whatever, we'll start penalties and shut-offs at that time.
Just so it's in the minutes what council's decision is.
Okay. So do we need to make a motion to kick it up to council, or no, we just put it on the agenda and discuss it?
You just bring it up at when you give your report. I mean, and
Okay.
you guys can vote to suspend it too, but I mean,
Well, no, I mean, I think Mary Ann's right. And
Yeah, we do have to address it.
yeah, we have to address it, especially if, you know, in January, we are still hanging on to the plans. Then we need to address it. Okay. All right, I'll bring it up in my report at council and then we can elaborate on it then. Try to get everybody involved in it. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
and with your permission, Scott, I will add under new business, I'll start putting on the Kimball and the potato fest so we don't forget.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
So
probably.
it's on our service agenda so we can.
Yeah.
I will try and locate the legislation. I can email it to all of you, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great idea. We'll forget about it come December, you know? Okay.
We could forget about it by next week sometimes. That's why I leave that stuff on there so I can remember.
No, that's a great idea. Yeah, put it on there. Okay. So we need to talk about late fees. Okay. All right. Anybody have anything else? Matt, Paula, anything?
Nope.
Mary
further
Ann,
questions
anything
or
else you can think of? No? Okay.
Oh, real quick. Everybody read your email from Jenny today? Regarding Rita is sending out today 304 letters of alleged delinquent taxpayers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That number seems kind of high.
it sure does.
Well, and I'm going to give Rita the benefit of the doubt because I have found before when we've had somebody do a mass check on things, a lot of the township people, as Jenny stated, do get sucked into the village when they're not. But so I'm going to give Rita 50%. I'm going to say 50% of those people are probably not in the village.
Okay.
And I hope that that's even wrong because if we still have 150 people, that's a lot of people. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'm really wrong.
Wow.
I mean, it would be nice revenue, but it
But.
raises a lot of questions.
Right, right. Okay,
It's nice they're doing the mass mailing and we'll find out.
okay. Yep.
And I'm done. I'll keep my mouth shut now.
No, no,
Oh,
don't.
wait, one more thing. I got all this. Mark Hammer called me today.
Oh,
And he is going to be out and about in the village over the next month, getting ideas of the lighting and that kind of stuff. Speaking with the property owners of the places where he may want to go in, the property owners who he might want to use their porch and stuff. And and on those different things. They may do a little bit of shooting to get some ideas of, lighting or whatever you call it. But they plan on starting shooting the film in November, and should be here for several weeks. So you'll probably see them around town. I've let John and Michelle and police department know in case somebody sees them around and says, "Who the heck's that?" kind of thing. And they have decided to use our cemetery instead of the one out on Mantua Center Road. So,
Oh, good. Yeah, right on.
so
Good.
I thought that was nice. Yeah. So we'll be seeing him around.
And we'll have the doors up by then, right? Those
Doors-
burgundy doors will pop on the big screen.
I wasn't thinking that next Monday was a holiday. They were going to schedule him that day. And I said, if that's the day that you guys can get him in, I will buy Graham a beverage the next time I see him and ask him to throw him in, not lay them in the back of his pickup truck and take them up, and I'll meet the guys there on Monday. So,
Wow. Okay. Great.
so yeah.
All right.
So it's either going to be Monday or Wednesday of next week, because I told him we couldn't do it Tuesday because our guys are going to be chipping, and I see people have been really busy trimming their brush back. So,
Doing their fall trimming.
well, some of them have done an extensive amount. It's a good.
Yeah. Good thing we got
I
that
hope
new.
they don't have to tell too many people, sorry, your 20 minutes are up.
Right.
So,
Well, that new chipper makes short work of it.
well, that's what I'm hoping that's going to make it go a lot faster.
I saw the
I
chipper.
saw a pile up here on
Did you?
High Street that's huge.
I saw the chipper.
I
saw it
haven't.
firsthand. I went to the shop and saw it. That thing is a beauty.
Is it a massive? It's a
Yeah.
beast.
Yeah,
It's big, and the safety protocol that are part of the machine are great.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Dave said,
How big will it go, John?
It'll go up to 12-inch.
well, here's what Dave said, and I agree with that. What he said is it's got a 12-inch chute, but that doesn't necessarily mean feed it 12-inch logs.
Right.
So maybe 12-inch chute, 8-inch. So if anybody's listening,
Right.
don't put like 12-inch logs out on your tree line. Please keep it to like 8 inches.
Yeah.
You guys can't lift it. Don't put it back out to lift it in.
Yeah.
But it's impressive. It's a beautiful machine. It's got an engine from a Chevy Cavalier in
Really?
it. Yeah, little 2-liter-ish 4-cylinder.
Cool. All right.
Well, I know a lot of our residents were thinking, oh, it's the second Tuesday, but they were wrong since the first wasn't until Friday. A lot of people have their brush out early, but that's fine. It'll
Yeah.
sit there. Till
Good.
next-
All right.
Okay, now I really, really am done.
Anybody else? Going once, going twice? Motion to adjourn, anyone?
I'll
So
make that
moved.
motion to adjourn.
All eyes.
Second.
At 7:02, Mary Ann.
Aye.
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 All right, everyone. Thank you very much.